Jumping into the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters without having any previous experience with the original games or their ports was interesting for me. Of course, I had nothing to compare them to, so I can't say whether they're worthy remasters in that sense. What I can say is that playing them as though they're newly released with the knowledge that they're older and have dated mechanics made me appreciate them more. They're perfect for mobile devices, and while I think it's a glaring omission that they haven't released on consoles, I'd wager that they're some of the best Android games available right now. And you don't even need to use some of the best mobile controllers to play them. The Final Fantasy Pixel remasters have perfectly competent touch controls, no doubt in part because of how old and simple the games are. As someone with a contentious relationship with touch controls, this is a big plus in my book. Native games through the Play Store should have excellent touch controls, but they don't always. When I think back on my experience playing the Pixel remasters, it only makes me want to jump into games some more. While I had never played or seen the first 3 Final Fantasy games in their original format, I eventually looked up some gameplay on YouTube to compare them. I was pleasantly surprised to see how much work actually went into the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. If I didn't know any better, I would have assumed that they looked the same as their original counterparts. That's a testament to the perfect balance Square Enix struck in keeping it faithful to the original aesthetic while modernizing it. I actually sent my friend some screenshots from the games, and she said they reminded her of Stardew Valley. Speaking of being pleasantly surprised, I enjoyed the touch controls more than I thought I would. I'm pretty open about how much I usually hate touch controls on mobile games, preferring to use mobile controllers when possible. However, the touch controls were never a problem because of how simple the gameplay is in the first 3 Final Fantasy games. You can even switch from its emulated analog stick controls to a tap mode, allowing you to tap an area on the screen and have your character automatically navigate to it. Thus, interacting with objects or people is as simple as walking up to them and tapping the screen. And because combat is turn-based, playing are summarily to a Pokemon battle, you don't need advanced control schemes. The Final Fantasy Pixel Remasters also features new and improved audio. Its OST is worthy of a place on anyone's Spotify playlist, with calming adventure tunes as you explore the world and battle music that immediately indicates a fight. The light woodwind instruments, along with some piano and stringed instruments, make for a delightful soundtrack, even if it's not the chiptunes people may be used to. This level of care is similarly seen in the updated graphics and battles. This is as good as they'll probably ever look in 2D pixelated fashion, and it's a huge improvement over whatever mess the 3D version is. If you don't want to manually partake in any of the battles, there's even an auto battle feature that can be toggled on and off, allowing you to just watch the action happen. All of this, combined with the quality of life improvements like cheaper item prices, diagonal movement, the ability to quick save wherever, intuitive menus, and a mini-map, makes the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters a treat to play. The elephant in the room has to be the game's font. I actually didn't have a problem with it until I noticed people on social media talking about it. I can definitely see why now. The lettering is a bit too bunched up and thin, making it hard to read. Also, with everything else looking so good, the font can stand out as a sore spot. That said, I personally didn't find the font to be egregiously bad like others have, but it's worth noting nonetheless, considering it's something that a lot of people have brought to attention. For better or worse, being older games means that they don't hold your hand. There are people who will say games have gotten too easy over the years, but in reality, they've just become more accessible. There will be some people who find the lack of hand-holding here a deal breaker. Do you want to revive and heal characters? That'll cost you some hard-won gil. And you don't get convenient waypoints to point you to your objective. It's all on you to explore the world and take note of where you need to go. Square Enix could have easily done the bare minimum and left the ports as they were, but it ended up making some of the finest classic remasters in years with the Final Fantasy Pixel remasters. Fans of the series should absolutely pick these up.